You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com.
I'm going to give you a number.
All right. As a gift?
No, a percentage.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
And then I want you to say what that percentage is in something tech.
This should be easy. It only could be 1 in a billion things.
Okay, so 46%.
Percentage of employees that you have that don't suck up on a daily basis.
No, that would be 99%.
Okay.
You're the exception. Okay. So try again. 46%.
46%. People who thought they were going to buy a Tesla in the future, but they no longer are going to.
You're wrong again.
Okay.
It's the increased risk of hemorrhoids if you scroll on your phone while you're using the toilet.
Trying to connect those dots.
So if you sit on the toilet on your phone, you have a 46% increased risk.
So are you in a risk factor?
Right. Sometimes sometimes I won't go to the toilet unless I have my phone with me.
Right.
Okay.
I got to multitask.
How about you?
I'm going to be in there for, I don't know, good 8 to 15 minutes. I got stuff to do.
8 to 15 minutes?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Really? I'm like I squat, I go, I'm out.
All facets of the things you do in that room.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Wow. What's it called when you get a hemorrhoid in space?
An asteroid? I don't know.
Yes, that's it, an asteroid.
I'm not proud of myself.
Yes,
I'm not proud of myself at all.
You knew it. You know why? Because you're a dad, and that's a dad joke.
That's true. I probably have told that one before and just wiped it out of my memory.
And then suddenly it's back.
An asteroid.
See, now people are walking right now, and they're laughing out loud, hysterical. And people are like going, what is wrong with that person?
Well, if that makes you laugh out loud hysterically, you're my type of person. You love life if that joke right there is going to make you laugh out loud hysterically.
Yeah, because after all, I'm Kim Commando.
You are.
And America's beloved digital goddess. Need to say that. You know why?
Branding.
Yeah, it's a trademark. I actually saw somebody in Hawaii last week, and they're like, so you're the digital goddess. And I said, not today. I'm on vacation.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just some schlub who wants to get drunk today.
I'm not a good day drinker. Even on vacation, I just don't day drink.
I haven't had a drink in probably 8 months. I just don't
really?
drink at all. Yeah.
Well, but everybody in my group was like champagning it.
So what you actually heard when you were in Hawaii was, you're the digital goddess,
Yes.
is that right?
Exactly. Although I was in the pool, and this woman came up to me and she said, you look like somebody famous.
Ooh.
And I said, oh, really? Who would that be? And she said, Kim Commando. And I said, who is she?
You'd be like, nah, I don't.
I said,
She's much more beautiful than I am.
I said, who is she? And she goes, oh, she's on radio and podcasts, and she's got a great newsletter. I'm like, that is amazing.
Did you tell her that
No.
it was you? You didn't?
No.
Why not?
Because every time I do that, people always, I'm on vacation. Number one. And number two is whenever I do that, people all of a sudden they have like 5 tech questions that they have to.
That's true.
It's like, so I want my phone to do this.
Right.
And then I was wondering.
I'm so glad you're here. My portable printer is not working up in the room. Come on with me.
And this is not the Kim Commando Show,
No.
by the way. The Kim Commando Show is on over 425 top stations throughout the United States. And it's a 4-hour show. I don't know if you noticed, it's 4 hours.
You tell me. You remind me all the time.
Just letting you know, on all these stations.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get the Kim Commando Show wherever you listen to the radio. And we have our patent pending station finder over at commando.com. Or you can just get the Kim Commando Show as a podcast in your favorite podcast player.
Is it patent pending because it's already just a search feature and you can't patent it
It
because
sounds-
everybody else uses it?
It sounds better.
Oh, okay. That's, again, branding.
It's just, I mean, go to the website and type in your zip code, and we'll tell you the radio station near you. Okay. Okay, patent pending.
You're making it more sexy.
It does. It sounds like, what I should say, it's AI powered.
Absolutely. Everybody does that now.
It's AI powered.
I mean, there is artificial intelligence that takes your zip code and finds what radio station it is. It's not real intelligence. It's not human intelligence. It's artificial.
It is artificial. And joining me, of course, is Andrew Babinski, my cohort, who's on one radio station.
I am.
In Phoenix, Arizona.
Taking shots already.
It's a big station. 99.9. It is.
Today I have a story for you of people reaching out to ChatGPT for advice.
Yes.
Which we may, as a human race, stop wanting to do because it never ends well.
And now, don't forget, you have to tell people to
what?
Like, comment, share.
Oh, on the YouTube video?
Yes, do that now.
Oh yeah, we are on YouTube, the Kim Commando YouTube page. What is it? YouTube.com/Kim Commando. See, I ask it like a question so that you can go, yes, affirmative.
Yes, it is.
See how that worked? That was easy. And if you can like, comment, and share, we'd appreciate it, especially if you subscribe. If you like watching the show and all of Kim's content, every time we post something new, put up a video, go live, you get a little bell notification that lets you know, makes it really, wow, these sound effects are amazing. That's a patent pending sound effect that you just
you know
heard.
what? We don't have any sponsors.
Not yet.
So as soon as we know, I'm just kidding.
Got to do them ourselves. So like, comment, share. We really appreciate it.
All right. I have the Pay It Forward contest.
You do?
Yeah. I'm going to give somebody $500, and then they can tell me who else they should get the $500. And so you want to go to winfromkim.com.
Now, are you prepared for them to say, my name is Becky Johnson, and I'm going to take the $500, and I want to give the other $500 to my husband, Jack Johnson?
It's up to them, whatever they want.
I just want to make sure, because that's probably what's going to happen.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping it would be more like,
this big charitable thing.
Help somebody. All right. Here are some things you need to know happening in the tech space. And we're going to start with something that is on Reddit right now. And we hear about this a lot. It's a guy who's talking about his mother. And he said, my sister and I have been telling her that she's getting scammed, but she's not hearing us. She met this guy on Yahtzee with Friends.
Nice. The scammers are even trying to find victims on Yahtzee with Friends.
He claims he had mistaken her for somebody else who he knew. Like, oh, you're not really Betty, are you?
Right.
Oh, you're Betty. They only talk on WhatsApp.
Of course. Oh, my God. Don't talk to people on WhatsApp.
He originally sent photos directly from his fan account. Well, wait, I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Fan accounts. That means they're impersonating a celebrity.
He got her a job with Warner Brothers where she can make $5,000 a month.
That's so kind.
Liking social media posts. They sent her $10 payments, and they're going to send her another $1,000, but she has to give some of the money back.
Well, you can't make money without spending money.
He's now buying a house in a small coastal town. He wants her and my dad to live there to be caretakers.
For?
When he's not there. Because he's a big Hollywood celebrity.
Oh, for the home. Gotcha.
Yeah. He had a realtor from this gated community call her to discuss options. The realtor mentioned my sister-in-law's mother's uncommon name. My mother wrote my brother's wedding reception being held in the neighborhood. And so they're starting to find some commonalities.
Well, of course.
And as proof, the Hollywood celebrity sent her this video.
Oh, let me see.
Hello, Sunshine. I'm making this video so you know I'm real and will never do anything to hurt you. I respect you for your patience and understanding since we crossed paths. You're an amazing woman.
That's a really good video.
Isn't that a good one?
I mean, obviously that's Owen Wilson.
You're right.
Can we watch it again? Is it too tough to pull it up again? Watch how he never makes eye contact with the camera.
Hello, Sunshine. I'm making this video so you know I'm real and will never do anything to hurt you. I respect you for your patience and understanding.
His eyes are blinking like 64,000 times a second.
Woman.
Yes.
But it's a really good video.
That's why I didn't want to tell you who it was. I wanted you to see it. And so you had no expectation. You didn't have in your mind what he looked like.
Correct. So just like her, it's coming out of nowhere.
Right.
And the fact that he calls her Sunshine good work for the scammers. They can reuse that video 1,000 times a day.
Now, there is some new AI video that's coming out that you can use. Like, for example, if we were talking here and I'm looking to the left, I'm looking to the right, is that I could be looking straight at the camera, but not, because when I'm looking at the camera, like now I'm doing it. But if I'm looking at you, it could change the position of my eyes. So I always look at the camera.
So that's used for production.
Okay. But wouldn't that be interesting when they start using that for deepfakes?
It's going to make it even more realistic.
Wow.
And that means even more people are going to get scammed.
So what are some red flags? Number one.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
I don't care if you're on Words with Friends, Yahtzee with Friends, Friendster, Facebook.
Only Nans. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
If anyone says, let's move this conversation over to WhatsApp or Telegram, don't go.
Don't go.
It's a scam.
It is a scam. 23andMe.
Yeah, they're out of business.
Yep.
Well, they're bankrupt.
Well, they're bankrupt, but they got bought out by a company called Regeneron. $256 million.
That's a lot of money for a company that doesn't make any money.
Okay. But it's all in the data.
But I read this morning
Yes.
that they promised
Pinky swear.
that they will not sell any of the data.
Never, ever, ever.
And
They're
they
not gonna
will
do that.
follow all of 23andMe's guidelines when it comes to what they do with the data.
Isn't that amazing?
So question, how the heck they going to make their money back?
Because they do cancer and other genetic research.
So they're just going to use it in-house.
Going to use it in-house to create some medicine, some type of drugs, and then they're going to make all their money on all that. But they have 15 million folks' DNA.
Which I thought would be a lot higher. 23andMe, those DNA companies were really popular, really popping for a while. Obviously, they died off. I mean, the company went bankrupt. But for a while there, I thought it would have been a lot more than just 15 million people used it.
Well, they had that big data breach, too.
That's true.
6.9 million.
You don't have to buy it when it's out there for free on the web.
That's right. This is also a shocker that Facebook and Instagram, they have a lot of scams.
Do they?
Yep. Yep. From fake food giveaways to you're going to win a trip or to whatever it may be.
I got scammed on Facebook.
Did you?
Yeah, I told you this story. I took sleeping pills for the first time ever.
I don't remember hearing this story.
No? So I took sleeping pills.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
You bought sleeping pills from Facebook?
No. I was having trouble sleeping. I couldn't fall asleep at night.
Oh, is this the pots and pans?
Yes, the pots and pans.
Okay. I thought from when you said sleeping pills, I thought you bought sleeping pills from somebody selling them on Facebook. And then I was going to be like, you're a dope.
No,
Okay.
I took sleeping pills for the first time ever, and they had a negative reaction to me. I couldn't even fall asleep. It was even worse than not being able to fall asleep the nights before. And so I was up late at night, but I was groggy, and I got on Facebook, and I saw this ad where Gordon Ramsay was selling a set of pans for only $9.99. And it was like 12 pots and pans. So I bought them, put in all my credit card information. Within seconds, I'm getting text messages from my banks alerting me that there's fraud going on. I mean, it happened instantaneously.
Did you ever get the pants?
No, of course not. It was a scam.
I know. I was just teasing you.
Gordon Ramsay owes me $10 or a bunch of pans.
So internal documents say that Mark Zuckerberg and the gang, they knew about all the scams.
Of course they did.
But they were making so much money, they said, well, they're just going to kind of let it slide a little bit.
How are they making money? Because people are buying ads for these scams?
Yes, they're buying ads. They're making all kinds of money from the ads. And as a matter of fact, JP Morgan says that half of the fraud on Zelle comes directly from Meta.
Wow, that's a lot of the fraud.
That's a lot of fraud.
So are they going to do anything about it now that this information's out there?
No, because
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg says that it's not really a social media platform anymore.
Okay, it's just a place where you can go and get scammed?
And that you can, pretty soon it's going to be just AI friends.
Well, yeah, that's the whole dead internet theory,
Yes.
is that all the posts on social media will be posted by AI. All the comments made on these AI posts will be commented on by AI. And all the responses to those comments will all be commented on by AI. No humans involved.
So why have them?
Right. That's my question. What's the point? What are you gaining? Unless you're trying to like build a brand, make it, let's say you sold pots and pans and they're called scam pans. And you, and
You know what? That's a good one.
And you wanted, to get increased visibility, then
Who's going to look at it? Just AI the bots are going to look at it.
But if you fake all this engagement, then it'll get pushed to the real users at some point. But that's the only other benefit. I don't know what the reason is.
I have no idea.
But that's where we're headed.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that I have been living in the AI world for about 3 years.
Right.
And to me, it's just second nature to use AI all the time.
Okay.
So as you know, I was on vacation last week. And my sister, Christine, came with me, who is the salt of the earth. I mean, like, I'm nice.
Mm-hmm.
She could be a nun. Okay. I mean, this, she does. She says the rosary in the morning. And she helps everybody. I mean, she just never stops. She has never really used AI.
Okay.
So I sat her down and I said, I'm going to show you AI.
That's interesting that when you're dealing with someone who's never used it, what's the first thing you show them? What's the thing that you think it's going to knock their socks off, that they're going to be blown away and completely impressed?
I taught her how to do lesson plans.
Okay. So something personal to her.
Because she has a school where it's one teacher for one student.
Okay.
It's amazing. I've seen her take kids who were nonverbal, and now this one kid is 18 years old and living on his own. And when the kid was 8, he never said to his parents, I love you. And so by the time he was 10, having conversations. And so she has a new student who's 14 years old, nonverbal, severe autism, is probably, she said, functioning on the level of like a 3 or 4 year old.
Okay.
And is now at her school. And so she was designing the curriculum for this child. And that's what she does. She actually sits down and does the curriculum. And the lesson plans, the worksheets, the whole enchilada. And she does a report on the child too. Sometimes these reports are 150 pages.
Wow.
Where she details every single thing. So I said, let's do the curriculum for this child. And inputs it all, blah, 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 blah. And I said, we're going to do deep research and see what it comes back. Anyway, she was blown away.
Okay.
In 15 minutes. She was like, whoa, crazy. And I think, and then I tried to show my niece what we had done, because my niece works with her. And she didn't quite understand it. And she really hasn't seen AI yet either, which is surprising to me because she's in her mid-30s.
She didn't understand the work that was being done by the chatbot?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I tossed it up to the fact that she just had a baby 3 weeks ago, and she's not sleeping.
Fair enough.
And she's got a 5-year-old.
Right.
And she has, the husband. And
she wasn't impressed at all?
Well, I think I don't think she understood what I was trying to show her.
I think we talked about this on the radio show, and I don't know. I think you'd have to be tech interested to really be impressed by this. But one time I was using ChatGPT, and it's only happened one time, to where it wanted to do like deeper research. And all I was trying to do was make an image. I literally was trying to make an image of my friend holding a butter knife, wearing a football jersey that had 2 different teams on it. That's it. Okay. Nothing high tech, no curriculum for people with autism.
Okay.
And it made the image, and I was like, can you tweak it this way? And it all of a sudden went into this hyper mode. And for the first time, it saw this little arrow, and you could arrow down, and you could watch everything.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Step by step of what this AI was doing. And that blew me away. The AI chatbot was pondering whether or not the butter knife was needed for the photo. And it probably was an inside joke by the user and the person in the photo, and that the chatbot wouldn't understand the addition of the butter knife, which is 100% done on. It is an inside joke between me and them. But the fact that it's going through all of these steps is amazing.
Yes, it is. It is. And then I said to Christine, just in conversation, I said, you have to start using ChatGPT in AI. I said, because your competitors are.
Right.
And you should have seen her face. She looked at me like, whoa. And I said, exactly. And then we went for a walk later, and she's like, that hit home. I have to start using this because my competitors are.
But it's also, once you get in the rhythm of it, it's enjoyable to use.
It is.
And once you go, yeah, because, you know, I was using it a little bit for here and there. I'll do the little thing. I'll have it do this. I'll have it do. Now I have it do everything. And I get excited to see what it's going to do with the information I put in there and what it's going to spit out and the capabilities of it.
Have you used tasks?
No.
Because that is interesting to me.
What is it? Spell it?
Tasks.
Tasks?
Yeah.
No.
That if you use ChatGPT 4.0 with tasks, that you can assign it things to do.
Okay.
And so every morning at 7 a.m., I get 5 tips, tech tips.
Okay. It goes on the internet and finds them?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
does whatever it does. Which, by the way, my sister's like, who's doing all the research behind? Is there a person? I'm like, no, there's no people.
No, there's one guy. His name's Teddy. Oh my God, this curriculum so overwhelming.
And then I also have it send me at 7 a.m. the top tech headlines.
Okay.
But I have to tweak it because it's giving me like really, really like geeky headlines about quantum computing.
But that's
things
the
like
thing
that.
too, you can tweak it.
Yeah, again.
Missing out on a show that everyone's talking about is not an option for me. I'm constantly signing up for this streaming service or that one, and then months later, I realize I'm still paying for the service. You know when you sign up for something, forget about it until after the trial period ends, and then you're charged month after month? Getting Rocket Money was a game changer for me. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. They have over 5 million users and have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. Rocketmoney.com/Kim. Check it out right now. rocketmoney.com/Kim. One of the best kept secrets to looking and feeling amazing? Collagen. You see, as we get older, our body slows down collagen production, leading to wrinkles, thinning hair, achy joints, and brittle nails. But you can fight back naturally. With high-quality collagen from Native Path, you're giving your body the essential building blocks to support smoother skin, stronger nails, shinier hair, and even healthier joints. Some studies suggest collagen supplements may also support bone health. It's not about turning back time. It's about feeling your best at any age. If you want to glow from the inside out, add Native Path collagen to your routine. Your future self will thank you. Now, Kim Commando listeners get 45% off with free shipping and a free gift bundle. Go to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim. Don't miss out on this deal. Go to getnativepath.com/Kim right now.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
Do you remember the 2021 data breach that exposed information from 76 million people who were T-Mobile customers?
Oh, of course I do.
Well,
Is that the one where they started out like, oh, it was really big. It was like 200,000 people. And then like 300, like, well, maybe it was 1.5 million. And then it's like, well, okay, it was every single customer we've ever had.
Yeah, exactly. They all start out like that, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They're not the only ones. They agreed to a $350 million settlement.
Okay.
And checks are going out this month. And if you were part of the lawsuit, you could get a payment of $25.
That's all?
Okay. Nothing says I'm sorry like a bowl at Chipotle and a CVS bottle of wine. I mean, there you go.
$25? How much did the lawyers make? Probably half of the 300 million.
Yes, of course. And finally, this. I guess this hit home because when I go on vacation, as a small business owner, you don't have the luxury to just unplug.
Right.
I mean, I do a newsletter every day. I have to talk to people here at the studios and, just kind of keep everything rolling.
Right.
It's not quite like I'm here, obviously, because I do take time off. But I don't know if I could do this. If you go to the Grand Velas Resort in Mexico, folks are dropping thousands and thousands of dollars at places like this for a digital detox. What you do is when you get there, you check in your phone. There's no TV, nothing. to consume you other than board games and outdoor activities. They say that the first 24 hours are hell.
I'm sure.
But after 3 days, you're
3
like,
days. That's 36. No, that's more. 48. What is that?
I'd be constipated.
But here's the thing for me, though, is that I have a very busy life. I have kids. I have a life. I'm always on the go. When I go on vacation, I'm like, oh, now I get to sit down and play my game on my phone that I haven't played in 6 weeks. Or I get to look at sports stories and sports scores and watch soccer. So I need the opposite for that because I don't get enough time.
Well, on the way to Maui, which is a 6-hour flight, just outside Los Angeles, the Wi-Fi on the plane died.
Did you jump? Did you say, give me a parachute, and you got out of there as quick as possible?
I was like, what? How is that even possible? Okay, so now we're on the way back, which fortunately you always have a tailwind from Maui to Phoenix.
So wait, how did you do on the flight out without Wi-Fi?
I have 2 games on my phone.
Okay, that don't need Wi-Fi, obviously.
Dominoes.
Okay.
So boring.
Okay.
And Angry Birds. Stupid.
Okay. Unless they want to be a sponsor.
Then I love them.
Yeah.
Okay. And really bad music.
That you had downloaded to your phone?
Yeah. And a bad Nicolas Cage movie.
What, you downloaded a bad Nicolas Cage movie to your phone? Probably Barry.
I don't know how it happened.
Probably Barry.
It was, but I watched like the first 2 minutes of it and I thought, this is horrible.
That's a bad Nicolas Cage movie. If you have no Wi-Fi and it is your only entertainment and you only make it 120 seconds in.
It was the movie about Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I saw that one.
Okay.
Well, I saw the trailers.
Okay, it's dumb.
Okay.
It's just not even.
So you just sat there in silence? Did nothing?
Did
you maybe talk to your husband? No, that didn't happen. Oh, am I kidding?
I cleaned out my mail.
Oh, okay.
All
right. There's 45 minutes down. Only 5 hours left.
Played in more dominoes.
Did you get really good at dominoes?
I win every time, even on hard level.
Nice.
Okay. So then on the way back, I'm thinking like, what are the odds? So we get up in the air, get over the ocean, and I'm like, where's the Wi-Fi? And they said, no Wi-Fi.
Was it the same plane?
I was like, oh. So I told Barry, I said, you know what? If we're going to be coming back and forth to Maui again, I'm buying Starlink. I'm just going to carry my own Starlink with me.
Are you allowed to use that?
I don't know,
okay.
but I'm going to have to do something.
I don't think you're going to be able to. What, are you going to set it up in the hall? Doing it in Tokyo right there in the aisle of the plane?
No, they have Roam now. It's like the size of an iPad.
They're not going to let you use that. You can't use your cell phone. Do you think you're going to get satellite signals beamed directly to you, on the plane? I'm
going to sit there. I'm going to put up my Starlink. I'm going to say, all right, everybody, who wants internet is going to be $15.
I was going to go with 100. You're being generous.
I'm going to get everybody on the plane on. What do you think?
They're not going to let you use it. That is not a good plan. Download better movies to your iPad.
I should. I don't even have. I don't use an iPad.
You don't use? Yeah, you used to sit in here with an iPad every single show.
That's the only time that I use it.
Oh, okay.
Because I carry my MacBook.
This is funny. Just a sidebar. Last week there were some big soccer games, and I really wanted to watch 2 of them. And they were on that Peacock or Paramount or one of the 4,600 apps I subscribe to so I can watch soccer. And I sat down and I was holding my iPad watching the game. And then I look up and I have a 100-inch television. That was sitting there completely dark while I'm watching the game on my iPad.
You know what? We do that too, Barry and I. Because we have a little TV in the kitchen, and then we have the home theater, and it's like we'll be sitting there like watching the movie or something. I'm like, and I even look like this is stupid.
Right.
Okay,
I find it comical.
It's like it's dumb.
Well, it's convenient. It was right in my hands.
That is true. All right, so tell me about the woman in divorce. What's going on with that?
Tassiography. Do you know what tassiography is?
Say it again.
Tassiography.
Tassiography. The graphy that's not Tassie?
Correct.
Excellent.
Oh my God, you nailed it. No, it is the reading of tea leaves or coffee grounds.
Okay.
It is an ancient way, a mystical way of fortune telling, where you would drink some tea.
Yes.
And then the fortune teller would look in and look at the arrangement of the leftover tea leaves or coffee grounds and predict your future. You're looking at me funny.
100% accurate, I'm sure.
I mean, it's just like tarot cards or mediums.
Have you ever been to a psychic?
No, I've never been.
Oh.
I always thought they were fronts for like drug dealers because you always see them on like big streets. And you're like, how can a person reading tarot cards afford that real estate?
I always like when it's like, they're closed. I'm like, I was all ready to go in.
Well, you're not a psychic. You didn't know. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
And you believe?
Well, sometimes I think yeah, kind of a little bit.
I'm not going to make fun of you to your face.
No, I think, it's hard to say because I've been to some that seem like eerie and legit. And then I've been to other ones that aren't. Like there's this whole community outside Apopka, Florida, where a whole bunch of psychics live. And it's known as like the place to go. And so when my folks were living down there, we went over and I remember having like a reading and feeling like this was pretty on track and things that happened. Like she said that that she saw me on a stage with a microphone and the radio show really wasn't anything then.
Oh, okay.
And I said, what would I be doing? She said, this is the part that was wrong. She said, you're going to be a very wealthy national celebrity singer. She said, you're going to make money singing.
Couldn't be more wrong.
No, exactly.
Couldn't be more wrong. But you, wanting to believe, said, well, she just got the profession wrong, but I'm on a stage with a microphone. No, she couldn't have been more wrong. You, not only are you not a famous singer, you can't sing.
You know what? That is just
accurate. So
accurate. I was trying to come up with the word. And what's flashing through my head at that point is that I was hanging out with Bruce Johnston last weekend, a couple weekends ago, and he's with the Beach Boys. Yeah. And we were talking, and he leaned over and he actually said to me, he said, you have a wonderful voice, but you really can't sing.
See? And that's a professional's opinion, not just me.
Anyway, go ahead.
So this woman in Greece, she believes in all this like you. And she was worried about her marriage. So she took a picture of her husband's cup of coffee, uploaded it to ChatGPT, and said, I want you to do tassia photography or however you say
whatever,
it.
reading the leaves and grounds.
Of the coffee grounds and tell me what's going on with my marriage. Well, ChatGPT had answers. And according to this coffee cup, he was going to have an affair. Not only was he going to have an affair, he already was having an affair.
Oh, that's all on the coffee ground?
Yes, with a younger woman whose first name started with the letter E. And this woman was in love with him and determined to ruin and break up this family.
Evelyn.
You think that was the name?
I don't know.
I was going to go with Esther.
Esther feels...
It's also in Greece. So I don't know Greek names.
Me neither.
So... obviously, like a level-headed human being, within 3 days, she filed for divorce behind her husband's back and asked for full custody of the children.
Because of the coffee grounds?
Because of the coffee grounds being read by ChatGPT.
Excellent. Good. She makes good life choices. I can tell.
She does. So her husband went on like the Today Show, the Greek version to tell this story because he was blown away. He had no idea that not only did his wife think he was having an affair, but that ChatGPT was telling her that it was a mystic and that he was having an affair with a woman with a little letter E and that she should end her marriage. And that this isn't the only time she's done this. She's done it in the past. When she actually presented him with the reading from ChatGPT and said, we are getting a divorce. I've already filed it with the courts. He thought it was a gag. He thought it was a bit, a joke.
Oh.
But it's 100% serious.
I wonder what would happen if I sang to ChatGPT and to ask it if there's any chance that I could have a singing career.
I think we should test that out. But I want to make sure that we have an audio version of whatever you sing to ChatGPT. You can't just sing to ChatGPT and bring us back the results.
No?
I need what you're feeding in there.
Oh, okay.
So that means you're going to have to sing for us.
Oh, that's not. Well, you know what? Maybe I just need to practice.
Practice makes perfect.
That's it. All right. I put this in the newsletter the other day because I was on a Zoom call and there was a person in their probably early 50s who said, let's just run it through ChatGPT.
Is that the new hip way of saying it?
And I was like, ChatGPT. And he's like, yeah, ChatGPT. Everybody uses ChatGPT. I'm like, Chat GPT? He goes, yeah, ChatGPT.
Jeeped. So this is like the GIF versus GIF argument.
ChatGPT.
I don't mind that. Was he being silly, or do you really think that's how you pronounced it? Jeeped.
Really thought that's how you pronounced it.
I'm actually with him because saying ChatGPT over and over and over again, it's a tongue twister.
There's also people say chat kaput.
That's even funnier.
Chat kaput.
You just call it chat.
Yeah.
Like even when we're on the air with the radio show, you like have a secondhand language for it. You call it chat.
Chat.
Yeah.
Chat.
You don't say GPT or kaput.
Do you know what GPT stands for?
Global?
Nope.
But you didn't let me finish.
Oh.
Global
You're wrong.
is definitely not the first one.
Excellent.
I have no idea.
Just try.
I just did, and you said no.
Global?
Yeah.
Generative.
No, I never used the word generative in my life. A P word. Let me think of a P word. Can't use that one. Can't use that one.
I don't know which ones you're talking about. Pre-trained.
What is the first one?
Generative. Pre-trained.
Teacher.
No.
Technology.
Transformer.
Oh, God, these nerds.
Let's call it the generative.
That is definitely a great way what we should call it, Mike. What does chat stand for? Just chat?
No, just chat.
All right.
Okay. How do you pronounce CLAUDE?
CLAUDE.
It's also an AI
Is it Claude?
You can say it that way.
I just did.
But that's not how you're supposed to say it. It's a French company.
Claude?
Yes.
Claude?
Yes. Claude. Claude.
Claude.
I'm going to be using Claude.
We will not be using ChatGPT. We will use Claude.
Claude. Okay, how about this one? ANTHROPIC.
That's too many letters. Anthropomorphic.
And that's what some people are saying. Like some people are saying anthropique.
Okay.
Okay. Or anthropic. It's anthropic.
Is that another chatbot?
Yes.
Okay.
Anthropic.
I've never heard of it, so they're not very successful.
Okay. How about DALL-E?
Dolly.
Dolly. Yes. Some people are saying they're calling it daily.
Okay, I get that.
Or daily or daily.
This reminds me of a video I saw that made me laugh so hard. Here in the Valley, we have a road that is BASELINE.
Yes.
Okay. We all know, being locals, what that road is.
Yes.
There was this college student that came in and they said that they were at the mall and the mall was on Vaseline. Because it's spelled just like Vaseline.
Vaseline.
But we call it baseline.
Okay, I have a joke.
All right.
Two tourists are driving through Wisconsin. And they're approaching this town. I'm just going to spell it.
Okay.
OCONOMOWOC.
That's a lot of letters. Okay.
And they're fighting with each other. It's pronounced this way. It's pronounced that way. It's pronounced this way. It's pronounced this way. And so finally, I said, you know what? We're so hungry. Let's stop and get something to eat. So they go in and they say to the gal behind the counter, where are we? How do you pronounce this? Where are we? And say it so slowly that we can understand. And she says, Burger King.
That's really good. I love that one.
Okay. All right. Apple Vision Pro. Is that what you got?
Yeah, I don't have one.
No,
you don't have one.
You know what? I was this close from buying an Apple Vision Pro.
$3,500.
That's why I didn't do it. Because I figured, you know what? I'm just going to be wasting money.
Well, you should have learned from your Apple Watch. I mean, yeah, exactly. You wanted to get an Apple Watch.
I was so excited.
You went and got the Apple Watch.
It's like I was so excited I got a Tesla. I was so excited.
You put it on your wrist. You come into the show. You're showing it off to everybody. Look at me. Cutting edge of technology. Kim Commando. Digital goddess right here. 72 hours later, that thing is still in the same drawer it is in today.
It is.
You took it off.
Right.
Nobody's using them. They're, according to a study and a conversation and poll taken on Reddit. Now, I know, take that for what it is. But a lot of people responded to the poll. They've sold over, 500,000 Apple Vision Pros.
I'm surprised they sold that many.
I think it was 320,000 in the first 3 quarters. So it's dramatically slowed since the hype. Now, you remember when it came out and every single video you saw on social media was somebody wearing it to, the Starbucks and placing an order.
Do you remember when they had the people having dinner?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like four people around a table having dinner with the Vision Pro headsets on. They look like a bunch of idiots.
Right. It's like 20 grand worth of Vision Pro headsets. But people are not using them. They're especially not using them daily, which is what Apple was obviously hoping for. We use our phones, 460 times a day. Exactly. If you picked up your Vision Pro at least once or twice a day, then you're going to go to the store and there's going to be in-app transactions and they're going to make more money this way. Nobody's using it. And the reason why is it varies. First of all, it weighs 1.4 pounds. So a lot of people
That's a lot of weight on your head.
It is, especially when you're not used to any weight on your head. It's uncomfortable. They get neck pains. According to people, the users, it's such a pain in the butt to charge that once it dies, you just look at it and go, I could use it, but I'd have to charge it. And it's a hassle. And there's no apps. The App Store is there. They released the App Store for the Apple Vision Pro, but they didn't deliver on the promise of what you're going to be able to do with it. It's not like your phone where you think of, wow, I'd really like an app for this, and there's 6,400 of them.
I'd like to play dominoes for 5 hours straight.
Right, exactly. You can't play dominoes on the Apple Vision 4. So what are you going to do with it if you're not using it? Because no one's using it. You want to sell it. What percentage of return do you think people are getting on the secondary market for their Apple Vision Pro? You paid $3,500 for it.
How much?
Less than a year ago.
I'm going to say they're selling for about $1,000.
They're selling for 43% of the original cost. So you're about right in that.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to try one, there's a billion of them out there to go buy. But here's the problem is that some of them, if they're registered to the users, it's going to be a pain in the butt to get it registered to you. So make sure if you're going to buy one in the secondary market, you're going to be able to register it to you.
Or you could just send us the $1,400. Okay.
And you still won't use it, just like you won't use it when you own it.
Gosh.
And in the Reddit post, which again, got a ton of responses, there was only 1 or 2 people that said, I absolutely love it. I use it daily. It does exactly what I thought it was going to do for me. That's not very good for the future of this product. And it's not good for them because you need developers to be into it, people to be using it, so it has more purposes.
But that's where they're banking the future. Tim Cook last week said that in 10 years, we're not even going to have an iPhone.
What are we going to have?
Something, I don't know, something bigger, better on our eyeglasses, in our eyes, that is just going to be right there.
I maybe. I mean, they were right when they made the iPhone. And I said, I remember this famously. I was doing a show with your husband. And it was a news talk show. And we're talking about the news story. The iPhone came out. And we were openly laughing on the air.
I wish we could find that.
So do I. And about, I don't know, a month later, I went and got an iPhone. And I then go on the air and talk about how amazing it was. And a caller called me up. They had called a month prior telling us it was the future. And we laughed at them. He called me up and said, I want you to put me in the air right now, and I want you to apologize to me.
Smoker Dave?
No, it was a different guy. He's like, I want you to put me on the air right now and apologize to me because I told you this thing was amazing. And we did. We put him on the air, and we apologized to him.
It's made fun of him while you were doing it.
Of course. But they were right. They were right when they put out the iPhone, so I have to trust that maybe we won't be having phones in our pocket. Implants.
Well, I'll tell you, we can't have it here in the United States. But Huawei has a phone that I was looking at. Mm-hmm. It's 3 panels, so it's not just a foldable phone. And that's what Apple's going to be releasing in the spring, or
Correct.
pardon me, in the fall. But it's a trifold.
Okay.
And it looks magnificent. But of course, it's anything that you can't have it here in the United States because it's made by communist China.
Right.
But we can have TikTok, but that's okay.
This is different.
Okay.
We're going to sell that to some non-Chinese, and it'll be fine.
Just part of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the unimportant part.
Okay. Exactly. But it's $4,000.
For that phone?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't even get one to test it?
No. I know it's banned in the United States and in Europe. So
Oh.
it's like, it's probably,
It's probably a data sucker.
it is a whole data sucker. But speaking of, if you do want some money, we do have the contest going.
Absolutely.
And it's pay it forward. So instead of us giving away some gadgets and gizmos like we normally do, is that I'm going to give you $500 that you can use any way that you want. And then you're going to tell me who else should get that $500. And in case you're sitting there wondering, like, could you give me back the $500? I would probably just go ahead and, I don't know, give it to my favorite charity, like, Neiman Marcus or something.
It's a good charity. Because of a good cause. Shoes on your feet.
Just kidding. Oh, no, because actually I just got a new pair of shoes.
Where'd you get them from?
I don't know. I got them for Mother's Day.
Oh, they're very nice.
Yes. So anyway, go to winfromkim.com. Once again, winfromkim.com.